Hello and welcome back to Community Roundup, sponsored by Brad's Furniture and Appliances. My name is Jordan Prentice, and today I am joined by Site C Community Relations Manager Bob Gammer, and he is going to give us an update on how things are going here at Site C. I hope you guys can see behind us. So Bob, thank you so much for joining me today. My first question for you is just pretty general. How are things going?
Well, thanks for having me to come and talk to you, Jordan, and happy to be here as we are at the public viewpoint for Site C. The project is going along quite well, so we're at about 75% complete overall. The dam that you can see behind us is about 90% complete, and we will have that finished sometime in the summer, maybe around July. Other things that are moving ahead well, the approach channel, which is on the far side of the structure that you can see, the tail race area, all moving along very well. The spillway section, penstocks, all coming together so that we could potentially, and I know you'll ask about this a little later, but we could potentially start filling the reservoir this fall.
Okay, and I mean, I guess while we're on that topic, maybe I'll just jump ahead to that question anyway. So if filling the reservoir is supposed to happen this fall, you said between August and October?
About September, October.
September, yeah. October. So what happens if construction isn't finished and you are unable to fill at that time, as far as like filling goes?
Sure. So 2023 is sort of an early goal, and so we're pushing hard to get as much done as possible so that can happen. If we don't hit everything so that filling can start, we will fill in 2024. And 2024 is actually the official schedule for filling. So it's great if we can get it underway this fall, September, October, somewhere around in there. If not, then it will be sometime in 2024.
Thank you. And can we get an update on the progress with the Highway 29 realignment project? I know that the fifth and final bridge, the Halfway River Bridge, recently opened, I think, a month or two ago. So where are we at with Highway 29?
Right, so Highway 29 is substantially complete. So you can drive all the way between Fort St. John and Hudson's Hope on the new highway and all 5 of the new bridges. Now, there's still a bit of cleanup work and things like that will take place over the next few months. So probably by later in the summer, it will be all officially complete. But right now, it is ready to use if you did want to make the trip.
And recently, you and I discussed BC Hydro leaving 45 construction structures at the bottom of the Peace River because they don't want to disrupt fish habitats by removing them. When you and I spoke, you said that it wouldn't necessarily be all of them. It could be some of them. It could be none of them. Where are we at with that?
So the public comment period closed on April 23rd, I believe it is. So just in the last 10 days or so. And so the regulator, the Environmental Assessment Office, is still working on the public comments that were received, and then also will have their qualified environmental professional look at all 45 of these potential sites and decide if there is a case to be made that removing the structures would be more harmful to fish or more beneficial to fish, and deciding one way or the other. And then whether, like you say, whether it's none or one or all or something in between, that number of structures, they'll notify us as to whether they have to go as per the original order under our permit, or if they can stay because they are better for fish and fish habitat. So that's to be decided, and we are awaiting that decision. Don't have a date, but whenever that decision comes out, we will abide by that. And so if structures go, then they go.
So it sounds to me like it ultimately, the best interest here is just the fish and the well-being of the fish and their
Exactly.
habitat, right?
Yeah, if it works for the fish to keep the structures, they will be kept. That is, if the Environmental Assessment Office agrees with that position. And if it's not in the best interests of fish, then the structures will be removed.
Okay, thank you, Bob.
Yeah.
And my final question for you. So residents, they often voice concerns, more so lately, I've noticed, about the powerhouse behind us sinking or migrating, and just millimeters at a time, nothing like crazy. And it's to my understanding that tons and tons of concrete has been pumped into the foundation of the powerhouse. But the earth here at Site C is different than the foundation that the Peace Canyon Dam and the Bennett Dam has been built on. Both of those dams are built on a foundation of bedrock. I'm not entirely sure what the foundation is here, but I definitely know that it's not bedrock. Is this a concern?
So the foundation is placed on bedrock. That is bedrock there. It is shale, and so it is a bedrock that is potentially fracturing, and so we have to treat it carefully. And this is why we very quickly cleared the space for the foundation, and then immediately began putting in the roller compacted concrete. So that way we could minimize the time that bedrock, that shale bedrock, is exposed to air and water. So now we've got, as you say, tons and tons of concrete that make up the foundation and the buttress for the spillway section and the powerhouse. And now there was a report that identified the potential for a small amount of movement, like you say, just millimeters or even a fraction of a millimeter. And so what is being done, and it's underway right now, we're putting additional reinforcements into the foundation area for the powerhouse and the spillway. So there are 96 big pipes, large diameter pipes, thick steel, filled with concrete that go 46 meters down, so that we provide even more stability to an already stable structure. And that way, even that risk is taken care of. So that's what's happening right now as we get towards the end of the construction that needs to be done before we can fill the reservoir.
Okay, thank you. That was a great explanation. Thank you, Bob. That does it for my questions. Is there anything else that you would like Peace Region residents to know about what's going on with Site C right now?
Just one thing, we've got a public information session tonight at the Pomeroy Inn and Hotel and Conference Center, the one with the casino. And so that's on from about 6:30 tonight. And so you do need to register, and you can do that at Site C at bchydro.com. And we'll have a number of our subject matter experts in the room, different little stations around the room to talk about various aspects of reservoir filling. So the public is welcome to come and talk about reservoir filling tonight at the Pomeroy.
Okay, well, that's great. Thank you so much, Bob. Thank you for joining me today. And thank you for tuning in to Community Roundup, sponsored by Brad's Furniture and Appliances. I'm Jordan Prentice, and today I've been joined by Site C Community Relations Manager, Bob Gammer. And if you have any questions about reservoir filling, be sure to head to the Pomeroy Hotel and Casino this evening, starting at 6:30 p.m., right?
That's right.
Okay, thanks, Bob.